All right. So if you have not already done so, please use the QR code over here to my left to begin scanning to get in. And if you're not able to scan the QR code, and if you're not able to scan the QR code, if you would please look into the chat and sign in. And please, again, keep your mics muted. I'm going to place the link in the chat again, just in case you didn't see it. And please go ahead and sign in. Okay, so at this time, until we are ready to make the presentation interactive, I have muted your mic, so you will not be able to unmute at this time unless I unmute you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what you see before you is today's agenda. We'd like to welcome you. We're going to also go over our school's mission and vision. We're going to talk about the student code of conduct. We're going to take a look at the virtual behavior matrix and then what your expectations are as students. And then we're going to dive again into understanding the virtual learning platform. We'll talk about your support system. We have all the counselors on this call this morning, as well as our social worker, Ms. Savoy. And then we're going to talk about how to be an organized online student. All right, so just to remind you what our mission is here at Freedom. The mission of Freedom Middle School is to provide a conducive learning environment where teachers can teach and students can reach and exceed their potential so that they may compete in a global society. You all will be scheduled to take the student code of conduct as of Monday or Tuesday of next week. This Dr. Barber, who is our 8th grade administrator, he's replaced Mr. Pope. He will make sure that you are completing that test along with either your ELT teacher or your connections teacher. So let's take a look at the Freedom Virtual Learning Matrix. So this applies only to students that are online. As you all know, we have the 4 R's, which is respect, relationships, rituals, and routines. Those 4 R's do apply across this grid. And then we also have added an additional R, which means to relax. So we want you to be comfortable here at Freedom. We want to make sure that we are maintaining our 4 climate score and taking that on up to 5 climate scores. We want to make sure that you are engaged while you are at home, and also be participants of everything that we have to offer here at Freedom Middle. So that includes our clubs and our organizations as well. So looking at our 4 R's, I can and I will be able to enter the class. So making sure that your video is on and that you are muted and in a place where you're not distracted, you are using the appropriate language, you're not eating while on camera, or while using your Chromebook, and you're arriving on time. A lot of times when we are in the virtual setting, sometimes you may run a little bit late and the teacher has already begun teaching and she has to let people in who are in the waiting room. You should not be in a waiting room. You should be to class at least 3 to 5 minutes before the class begins. And so during whole group instruction, your video is on and muted. Your hand is raised in the chat in case you need assistance. You're using appropriate language. When you're doing one-on-one instruction, again, your video is on and muted, participating as you should, and you're using appropriate language. And then when there are small group activities, turn your video on and be and unmute when you need to speak. Be a team leader, encourage your peers to participate, raise your hand in the chat, and use appropriate language. So all of that goes across the board for respect. When it comes to building relationships, remember, you're arriving on time. You're using your Chromebook for instruction. A lot of times if you have your tab up and you're trying to listen to instruction and you are playing a game at the same time, then the computer is going to have some technical difficulties. So let's just make sure we only have the tabs up that need to be up. Being kind while you're in a virtual environment and using positive language. When you're in whole group instruction, make sure you raise your hand, listen attentively, no cyberbullying, and be kind. One-on-one instruction, give your best effort to learning. Ask and answer questions. No question is a dumb question. If you have a hard time understanding what's going on, please let your teachers know. Because even if you're not comfortable with letting your teachers know, let us know so that we can get you the help that you need. Encourage others to stay on task, wait patiently for your turn to speak, and no cyberbullying. Be kind when it comes to small group activities. Practice the ritual. So again, you will be able to be prepared to learn. Make sure that your Chromebook is charged daily and maintain a positive attitude. Even if you were coming in the building, we will ask that your Chromebook be charged. So put your Chromebook on the charger at night. If you don't have a charger or if your charger is acting up, we sell them here in the counseling suite for $15. So we can replace those chargers for you. During whole group instruction, make sure that your Chromebook is working. Actively participate in class. Here's a big one, turn in assignments on time. Just because you're at home and you're not in the class physically to turn in your assignments, they still need to be turned in. So at all costs, you should be avoiding zeros. Only thing that zeros do is knock your grades down tremendously, making them tremendously low. And it's always hard to climb up after a zero has been placed on the grade book. So make sure you turn in your work. Maintain a positive attitude. Again, just because you're at home, it doesn't mean that you can sleep an extra hour. It doesn't mean that you don't have to prepare yourself to get up every day and be in class. Ms. Grant.
Hi, thank you. Sorry for the interruption. May you please place the link in the chat? Parents are unable to see the link.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna place it in the chat all throughout our presentation. So once I'm done covering my part, then I'll go and place it. I see Nyla, if you can put your question in the chat and then Ms. Grant will respond to it, please. Okay, so also follow the rituals and routines and directions of your teacher. Stay focused, be positive, attending class every day. And notice that when Mr. Pope created this matrix, he always stated attend class every day. Okay, report problems to the teachers, complete tasks as a group, maintain a positive attitude, and attend class daily. This is when it comes down to doing small group activities. And then finally, model routines. Again, entering into the classroom, mute your audio and turn on your video. Sometimes parents are in the home with our students and they may be having a parent conversation behind you. This is why it's important to make sure you're muted. Arrive to class on time, be attentive, remain in session until it is dismissed. So a lot of times teachers will call and let us know, well, a kid came into class, they didn't say anything, they didn't turn on their video, then I noticed they were gone, and then they came back the last 10 minutes of class. If that's happening, then I'm going to direct that teacher to mark you absent. And remember, we've talked about what absences will look like from the virtual end. Students that are not attending school every day or daily will be withdrawn. And if you get withdrawn, then your only two options are one, to come into the building, or two, you can apply for Georgia Virtual Academy, which is going to be costly for your parents. So please, just make sure you are doing the right thing. If there are ever any problems with you attending class, then you can reach out to us and we're going to be there to provide you with the support that you need. During whole group instructions, be attentive, stay on educational websites, no game playing, please. Remain on task and keep a bully-free atmosphere. During one-on-one instruction, be attentive, stay on educational websites, remain in the session the entire time. During small group activities, be attentive, stay on the educational website, be respectful of others, and keep a bully-free atmosphere. So here again, we just want to make it very clear to you what we are expecting. As a student that's online, we are expecting for you to fully participate. That means arriving on time, turning on your camera, being a part of the learning environment, and submitting your work. We also expect that you utilize supports. So check and send your emails, manage your time, contact the counselor when you need to, and communicate with your teachers. And again, with regards to attendance, we are expecting that you attend all classes. That includes the health and the PE class that you have been scheduled for. We will be monitoring your attendance very strictly. If you have a doctor's appointment, dental appointment, any kind of appointment, eye appointment, please notify the counselor and preferably in advance so that we can notify the teachers. If you happen to be sick one day and you can't make it, please have your parents to call us so that we can notify the teachers. We want communication to be the main key or the main role to ensuring you are successful. And then again, I must say, please don't risk being withdrawn. There are a lot of kids that want to be virtual, but we only have a small amount of seats for those kids to be virtual. So in the event that you're not attending, we will withdraw you, and then we will offer that seat to another student that's on our waiting list. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Grant.
All right, good morning, students. Good morning, parents. So this is the part of the presentation that is going to be interactive. So at this time, I am going to ask that all students, if you have not already done so, please grab your Chromebooks. You are going to log into your Chromebooks and I am going to walk you through how to access all of your apps, how to access your schedule, how to locate Microsoft, and how to locate Zoom. So Mrs. Odom, at this time, I'm going to ask that you allow me to share my screen. And students, I'm giving you all the opportunity to go ahead and log into your Chromebook. So the time is 10:07. I am going to give you all 2 minutes. So at 10:09, I will go ahead and move forward. Also, students, at this time, if you find that you are unable to log into your Chromebook, please have your parents type in the chat to your grade level counselor, myself, Ms. Grant, Ms. Odom is 8th grade, Mr. Underdo is 7th grade, so that we can go ahead and troubleshoot that for you. But at this time, I'm going to ask that all students please log into your devices. The time is now 10:09, so I'm going to move forward. So students, when you log into your device, it does not show on my Chromebook, but at the bottom, you will see a rocket ship. And when you scroll over it, it will say Launchpad. I want you to go ahead and start by clicking that button that says Launchpad. And it may ask you to log in with your Active Directory. If you have already logged into your Chromebook, you simply click Log in with Active Directory. and it should pull up your Clever page. I will allow a few moments for everyone to get to their Clever page. So once you are on your Clever page, for students who are able to get in, once again, I'm going to ask that if you still are unable to log into your device or log into Clever, please send your information to your grade level counselor so that we can troubleshoot that for you. So students, your classes will be held in Microsoft Teams and possibly on Zoom. The way that you are going to access that information is by first going to Verge. So if you have not already, I highly, highly recommend that when looking for the Verge link, which will look like, I may not have it on my page. Let's see. All right. So when you are looking for the Verge link, you are going to see an app. It's going to be a white box with a orange and blue V in the bottom, in the middle of it. I want you to scroll over that app and you are going to find a heart. Now, this particular app that I'm showing on my screen is not the Verge app, but if you do see the Verge app on your desktop or on your Chromebook, I'm going to ask that you put a heart on it. That is favoring it, which means now when you sign onto your device and sign into Clever, the app will be right at the top. I'm also going to ask that you favorite a few other apps before we move forward. So you should have your Infinite Campus app, and it's going to say Infinite Campus for students. I do not have that app because I am not a student. However, let's see if I can pull it up. Yes, so I have here, I can pull up Infinite Campus Portal for students. I also want you to put a heart over this particular app. Next, I want you all to look for your Office 365 app. So you can type in the search bar, or you may already have it available. It's going to say Office 365 for DCSD students. As you see on my screen, mine says teachers, but I want you to favorite the box that says DCSD for students. The last app that I want you to put a heart on is your Microsoft Teams app. Now that you have all your important apps favorited, we are going to move forward. So first, we are going to go into Verge. So I want everyone to go ahead and click into their Verge app. And your page may look something like this. It may look a little different, but as long as you have this blue and orange Verge right here, this Verge symbol here, then you know you are in the right place. In order to look for your courses, students, you are going to go to the Courses tab, and you will see your schedules or your courses populated here. It may have your teacher's name, it may have your period name. It all depends on how the teachers have labeled their classes. I'm going to go ahead and click into just one class just so that you can see what it will look like. So I'm in Ms. Bailey's class for 2nd and 5th period. So when I click into her class, she's going to have a lot of information on here for me. She's going to tell me what time classes start, when I can collect my Chromebook, what my schedule will look like for Monday, Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm also going to have my schedule information as well. So this is just an example of what your Verge page may look like. And I'll go back over this information again. So how do we get to Verge?
Ms. Grant, can you pause for a moment? I have a lot of parents testing that or chatting that their kids can't get in. So if you can just kind of pause before you move on.
Okay.
I mean, you can go over what you were going over. I'm just trying to troubleshoot. And so
Okay.
parents, as you are notifying me that your child is not able to get in, I'm going in actively changing their passwords on the system. It takes about 15 minutes though for it to update. So we ask that you just be patient. We will continue to go through this process with you today. But just keep in mind, we are recording and we're going to make the video accessible to you by email, just in case your child needs to go back through and walk through this process on their own over the weekend. Thank you, Ms. Grant.
All right. So one more time, how we access Verge. For those of you who are able, you should have already have the app favorited. So please make sure that you click on the Verge app. Since I don't have mine up here, I'm going to search for it. I'm going to click into Verge. And where I will locate my classes is by going to the Courses tab. Now, some of you may see your classes from last year if you attended Freedom Middle School last year. For my 6th graders, you will see your new classes populated. My 7th and 8th graders, you may see your last year classes and this year's classes populated. So next, we are going to go over how to locate your schedule so that you know exactly which classes you are taking and at what times. So we're going back to our Clever page. And you are going to click into Infinite Campus Portal for students. So this is also an app that you should have already favorited. If not, please do so at this time. And we're going to click on this app. You are then going to log in where it says Campus Student. And you do not have to type in your username and password. I repeat, you do not have to type in your username or password. All students, once logged into your Chromebook, should simply be able to click the student sign-on page or link, and there you will be able to access your schedule and information. Now, because Ms. Grant is not a student, my page will not look like your page exactly, but you should see some information here on the left side of your page in this black area. And on this front page where it is in white, you may see your picture or a place where your picture will go. And then down here in this area, you will see your schedule information. It may also say assignments, homework assignments, missing assignments, or information for assignments completed. So what I first want you to do, students, once you get to this page, after logging into your Infinite Campus student portal, is you're going to see somewhere on this left side, excuse me, it is going to say schedule. You might see the word schedule twice. You might see the phrase responsive schedule, and then you might see the word schedule by itself. Students, I want you to click on the link that says schedule. And I'm going to just pull up a schedule. Let's see. What students do I have on here? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go to a student schedule. This is a student that I have here on our call now. So this is just kind of an example of a schedule. Okay. So students, you are going to see your schedule on the page, and it is going to start with your first period, going down to your sixth period. And at the top, you will see where each schedule notates if it is an A day or a B day. So students, I want you to study your schedule at this time, and I want you to identify the top schedule, which says day A, and then the bottom schedule, which says day B. You will notice the difference in your schedule based on your connections class. So for sixth graders, your connections happens at sixth period. So you will notice where you see the number 6, you may have health one day on your A day schedule, or maybe it's on your B day schedule, and then you're gonna have PE on another day. For my seventh graders, your connections is your third period. So seventh graders, you will notice a change on your third period schedule. And for my eighth graders, your connections is first period. So you will notice a change on your first period schedule. I'm going to pause at this time to allow for any questions about your schedule. And then I see we have someone in the chat who says both of them are schedule A. So what I want you to do, Hanad, is I want you to look at the top of your first schedule, and then I want you to look at the top of your second schedule and let me know if you see where one says day A and the other says day B. And I don't see any other questions about schedules at this time. Okay, great. I see some students are seeing it. Good, good. And so I want to show you all an example of what your schedule looks like, of what the schedule we are going to send you. Parents, as we stated in our parent meeting, students will have a full day. Good, and I'm getting students who are saying it says day A and day B. Great. So I want to show you the information that we are going to send you regarding our schedule. So students online will follow the same schedule that students in the building are following. So please focus your attention on the screen. So that you are able to see the times that your students will be spending in each class. And as stated, this information will be provided to you all via email so that students are able to print their schedule and post it somewhere in their sites so that on Monday, they know what times they need to be in each period. So as you see, first and sixth and seventh grade will be in their first period from 8:50 to 9:50. Eighth grade will be in their first period from 8:50 to 10:25, as that is their connections block. Second period for sixth and seventh grade is 9:55 to 10:55. And for eighth grade, it is 10:30 to 11:20. Third period for sixth grade is 11 to 12:20. Seventh grade, it is 11 to 12:25 because this is their connections block. In eighth grade, it is 11:25 to 12:45. Now, as you see, students here, it states lunch. So parents and students, we are just going to ask that when the schedule allows for a lunch break in the building, you also allow for a lunch break with your student. And students, this gives you the opportunity to stretch, get lunch, get water, and just get your brain back on track since you will be sitting at your computer for this amount of time. Fourth period schedule is as follows: sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. Fifth period schedule, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, and then sixth period. So as you see, sixth graders, you will have your connections block at from 2:35 to 4. Seventh grade, you will be in your sixth period from 3 to 4. And eighth grade, you will be in your sixth period from 3 to 4. I also want to share with you all the connection schedule. This is also information that we will be sending out, our connections calendar. And this is so that students are aware of what days you have A day and what days you have B day. So this says 2020. This is just an example. You will receive the connection schedule calendar for the present and current year and month. But this is just an example to let you all know when you will have A day and B day. I understand that this mock schedule says no classes on Wednesday, but students and parents, please remember, students are in school Monday through Friday this year. So students who are online will also be in classes Monday through Friday. I'm going to pause at this moment for any questions regarding the bell schedule and the connection schedule. Okay, thank you. All right, so I don't see, let's see, my child's eighth grade schedule does not reflect the same time frames that you went over. Okay, and so yes, parents, that is going to happen. The schedule that is shown in Infinite Campus may not match up exactly with the times of the bell schedules that we are following here in the building, which is why we are going to send you out the bell schedule so that you and your students are aware of what times they actually need to be in class. And that is just because our system, our Infinite Campus system, does not reflect the bell schedule that we follow, or does not match up with the bell schedule that we follow here in the building, because all students are not going to be in the same classes at the same time, nor will they be in the same classes for the same amount of time. That was a good question. Thank you. All right. So now that students know how to check their schedules through Infinite Campus, I also want you to go back to that initial home page. So I'm going to pull it back up on my screen. And where you would see your picture, so you can just go to the black section over here and you can click where it says today. I believe that's what it will say on your schedule or on your screen. And it'll take you back to the page with your picture and your information about your schedule. I want you to note, students, that it will always have the information for your schedule for that particular day. So if it's day A, it's going to show your day A schedule. If it's day B, it's going to show your day B schedule. And then over on the left side, it is going to have any assignments that are due, missing, or incomplete. Students, what I recommend is that you check your schedule daily until you get familiar with it. And you also check Infinite Campus at least 2 times a week so that you are keeping up with your assignments. And I'm seeing in the chat that some students' pages are not working. You may just need to refresh that page and it may work. And if that does not work, then that may be a part of the issue of you not being able to log in. And as stated, we are going to make sure that we get that information troubleshooted for you. So students, now that you know where to locate your schedule, you are now able to go into Verge and search for those particular classes. So if you have your math class, you're going to type in math, or maybe you want to type in your teacher's math name, and the class will pop up. I want you all who do have access to Verge to try that at this time to see if your classes generate. Okay. Okay. And so I see that some students are saying that their classes are not here yet. Please, I don't want you to be concerned. You are scheduled for the classes and they will be visible on Monday. I just wanted to make sure that you all knew how to search for your classes. So please do not be concerned that they are not showing today. They will be there on Monday and ready for you.
And Ms. Grant, I just want to reiterate, because I've been resetting a lot of passwords while you're going through. If I just reset your password, remember you have to let the system speak to itself. So it takes about 15 minutes for that to happen. So even if you can't see your schedule at this moment while we're in this training, just remember you go back and look at the video. By the time you wait maybe another 15 to 30 minutes, you should be able to see everything that Ms. Grant is going over. This is why we're recording so that you'll be able to go back and do that.
Thank you. All right, students. So we've gone over how to access your Launchpad and Clever page. We've also gone over how to access Verge. And we just went over how to access your schedule. So now I want to show you how to access the Teams platform. This is where you will hold or have some of your live classes. Other teachers may require you to have your live classes in Zoom. Students, I want you to be aware that if your teachers are requiring you to do classes in Teams or Zoom, they are going to post and share the link on their page. So I'm going to go back to my example page. I'm going to scroll down. And as you will see here, my teacher has their class meeting links. And so if I click on this link, it will take me into my class. Another way, students, that you can access your Microsoft Teams is by going to your Clever homepage and clicking on the Teams link. So remember, you should have this favorited. If you do not, please do so at this time. And then I want everyone to go ahead and click into it. So virtual students, your team's page will look something like this. It's not going to look exactly like Miss Grant's, but it will look something like this. You may have your counseling page on there. Sixth graders, you will be added into the counseling page for sixth grade. Seventh graders will be added into the counseling page for seventh grade. And eighth graders will be added into the counseling page for eighth grade. This is where you can access your counselors or receive any important information that we may need to share with you all. You will also see your teachers' classes. So as you see here, I have an example class. I have Earth Science for second period. And so if you have your Earth Science for second period as a sixth grader, you're going to click into the class. And as you will see, your teacher is going to post information about when you have your class meetings, what time and what days you will have them on. You are also able to chat with your teachers here. You will also receive important information, maybe from your teacher or even from me, your counselor, or Mr. Underdew or Miss Odom. Students, you will also be added into a virtual group at the conclusion of this meeting. As you see here, I have it here. It is going to be called FMS Virtual Learning. We will also post information here, as well as resources, things that are going on at the school, and other classroom information that may be important to you, such as the bell schedule and the connection schedule. And I see the chat. Yes, it's going up. Yes. And so as Mrs. Odom stated in the chat, teachers are still going in and adding classes. So please, students and parents, do not be alarmed if you do not see your students' classes populated yet. As you see, they do have a schedule, or as you will see once students are able to log in, that they do have a schedule available. We are in the process of adding them so that on Monday, they are ready to go for their classes. So please do not be alarmed if you do not see them yet. All information will be prepared before, if not the end of today, at least by the end of the weekend. So like I said, Monday, you will be ready to go. And the final thing I want to go over with you students is how to access your email. So far we've gone over how to get into Clever, how to access Verge, how to access your schedule through Infinite Campus, and how to access your classes through Microsoft Teams. Finally, I want to go over how to access your student email. So students, at this time, if you have not already, please search for and favorite your Office 365 for DCSD students. And as you see, I do not have it because I am not a student, but I have it for teachers. So I'm going to sign into my email for teachers. Let me go back. I'm just going to close out of this so that you will see what your page will look like. So here I go into my email. And this is what's going to pop up for you. It's going to say, good morning. You may have some teacher assignments here, or you may have some other information here. My screen shows my information as a counselor, but you will have your information here as a student. The next thing that I want you to do is go over to the left side of your page with all these apps. And you are going to click on the blue envelope with the letter O in the middle. And when you move your mouse over it or your cursor over it, it's going to say Outlook. Please click the app that says Outlook. Outlook is how you access your email address and information. So why do you need to get into your email, students? This is so that you are able to communicate with your teachers and your counselors about any help that you may need, Teachers may require you to submit assignments through email, or you may need to reach out to your counselor for support. So here you're going to have your emails. You may also see meeting information. So teachers may send you meeting links to your email. They may send you assignments to your email. Your counselor may send you a meeting link to your email if you've requested to meet with the counselor. And we may also send resources to your email. So students, I always recommend that you check your email at least 2 times a week so that you are not missing out on anything going on at Freedom, and so that you are not missing out on any homework assignments or classwork assignments. You send an email by clicking over here on the new message, and you want to figure out who you want to type it to. So if you're one of my students, you want to look for Miss Grant at DeKalb Schools, and you may want to check in with me. So please make sure that you title check in needed, or whatever you might want to say, meeting with the counselor, I need to see you. Just make sure you put something in the subject, and then you're just going to say, good morning, Miss Grant. My name is, make sure you put your name. And I need to speak with you. Okay, this is just showing you how you want to set up your email, compose an email, state what you are needing or wanting, how we can assist you, and then go ahead and submit your email. I will pause at this time for any questions.
Ms. Grant, I'm not certain if you have shared it or not, but are you able to show them how to check their messages in Verge?
Yes, I will be going over that next.
Thank you.
Okay. And I don't have any questions about email, so that's good. Okay. Remember, students, you are checking your email at least 2 times a week. And then, so I want you to go back into your Clever page, because now we are going to go over how you check your messages and send messages in Verge. So this is just another way, students, that you have to contact your teachers and your counselors. So go back to your Clever app, click on your Verge link. Okay. And then here where I have this bubble, it looks like a message, like maybe a chat box or a text message box. And then I have the number 1. That means someone has either sent me a message or there's information that I need to read. So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to check my messages. You will know you have an unread message when you see this blue bubble or this blue dot. So as you see here, my teachers have sent me emails of information that I need to know, reminders, reminding me that grades have been posted, letting me know about my final exams, any information about classwork or assignments, if I have missing assignments or incomplete assignments. So students, it is very important that you are checking your Verge messages. I know last year I had a lot of students who missed out on a lot of important class information because they were not checking their Verge messages. So please make sure you are checking them. And then the way that you send a message is by clicking on your chat bubble again. You're going to click the green button that says new. And then you are going to type in who you want to send this message to. So I want to send it to Ms. Grant. Well, I can't send it to myself, but I want to send it to, let's say I want to send it to my math teacher, Ms. Barnett. So I'm going in here and I'm looking for Ms. Barnett. And I want to ask about what math assignment is due tomorrow. Now, while there is no math assignment due tomorrow, this is just an example. And you're going to do this the same way that you would your email. So hello, Ms. Barnett. And here you don't have to put your name because it's going to show who the message is coming from, but you could just say, hello, Miss Barnett, what math assignment is due tomorrow? Thank you. And then you are going to hit send. I'm going to pause at this time for any questions about email messages or Verge messages. Okay, I'm not seeing any in the chat at this time, but if any do come up, I will answer them. And so once again, students, a review of all the things that we've done today. We've gone over how to access Clever. We've gone over how to access Verge. We've gone over how to look for your schedule in Infinite Campus. We've gone over how to access your class links in Microsoft Teams. We've also gone over how to send a message via email in Outlook or to send a message in Verge. Students, it is important that you utilize these resources, use your resources, ask for help when you need them, because you are all online and we are in the building. Unless you ask for help, there is no way that we are going to know that you need it. So we just stress, please make sure that you utilize your resources, ask for help, send emails and messages when you need them. You also have your counselors' emails and phone numbers, contact information. So please make sure that you are emailing and calling us as well. All right, Mrs. Odom, that concludes the walkthrough portion of this video. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Grant. And parents, we will be sending out this video. So please, no worries. You're going to get the video because we know that you need it. So I'm going back into our PowerPoint slide. And I'm going to introduce to you your support team here at Freedom. And we have a lot of these people are on our call today. Just move this out the way. All right, so you have over here the counseling team. I'm Miss Oldham, I'm the 8th grade counselor. I'm also the head counselor, and you just heard from Miss Grant, our 6th grade counselor. Mr. Underdew, if you can let me unmute you so that you can come on and introduce yourself. Give me a second, Mr. Underdew. Let me try to change this box. Okay, Mr. Underdew, if you can unmute.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Underdew, the 7th grade counselor. Please, if you need me for anything school related, email me, utilize your email, or utilize your Clever to access what groups we may have and career lessons that may be coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Underdew. And we also have Ms. Crew, who is in our department. We have Mr. Wimberly. Mr. Wimberly, if you are on, I thought I saw your name. If you will unmute and just say hello, if you can.
Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Wimberly. I am the student support specialist. If you need anything, just contact the school and ask for Mr. Wimberly, or contact your counselor, and the counselor will be able to get in touch with me.
Thank you, Mr. Wimberly. We have Ms. Chawell, our school psychologist, but we also have Ms. Savoy, our social worker, and she happens to be on. Ms. Savoy, if you're able to unmute and introduce yourself. Okay, so maybe she's stepped away. All right, so just remember that as your counseling team, we're here to help you. Even though you are virtual, we are still here to help you. We offer therapy sessions, counseling sessions, academic counseling and support. So if you're finding yourself getting behind on assignments, you don't understand something academically. I used to be a language arts teacher for 12 years before I became a counselor. I can help you with literacy and social studies. We have Miss Crew, who used to be a math teacher, and she can help you with math and science. And so just reach out. Don't sit there and be stuck. Please don't do that. If there are any issues with grief parents, we ask that you will let us know, because we have grief support here, and then mentoring groups. So we have Young Men of Freedom, YLOD, CTG, Girls on the Run, and a lot of those activities can be done in person, but we also do online events as well. So please, please, please get plugged in to the clubs and organizations that are here at Freedom. All right, so Mr. Underdew, I know you talked about helping kids to be organized. If you want to jump in on this with me, that's fine. But a couple of online tips, students, make sure that you're staying organized. Last year, when the whole school went virtual, we did a parent workshop, and Mr. Underdew explained the importance of having a schedule. Keeping that daily schedule, keeping a calendar, just making sure you're building time in your day to study. You're online, so find a study buddy. And the most important thing that we can tell you, don't procrastinate. Don't think that just because you're at home, you're out of school, because you're not. You are a student of Freedom Middle School. So get your work done. So I'll kind of step aside and let Mr. Underdew share some tips about being organized and keeping a schedule.
Thank you, Ms. Odo. Good morning, everyone, again. Mr. Underdew, the 7th grade counselor. And my tips are to have time after school is over with. Study about 15 to 20 minutes per class each day. Okay, the reason why this is important is because when test time comes, you're not overloaded. You're able to just recall and go over the information that was presented in the class. So 15 minutes daily for each class, okay? Also, make sure, again, this was presented earlier, no zeros, okay? Takes about 5 100ths to pull up a zero. So please do not get behind. If you have any questions, please contact the teachers immediately. Can't get in touch with the teachers, contact your parents, your counselor immediately. Do not procrastinate, okay? All right. And if you need help, if you're overloaded, and you need someone to talk to, please call us. We accessible daily. We could do a virtual conference, and we can help resolve those problems, okay? So that's just a few of my daily tips. I think this will be a great year for everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Underdew. Okay, so parents, again, I'm going to put in the chat the sign-in sheet. Please make sure that you're signing in. One of the things that we like to do is whenever our students participate in anything that we do online, whether it be a parent workshop, a student workshop, we send them counselor coupons, and those coupons are redeemable for points on grades. It could be a homework pass. It could be an extra 25 points on top of a failing grade. So please make sure that you have signed in so that we will be able to send our students their counselor coupon for attending today's session. And just remember, parents, when you get ready to fill out the form that I have put inside the chat, just remember it tells you who your counselors are, because next to each grade level, we have placed who the counselor is. So I'm the 8th grade counselor, head counselor. Mr. Underdew, who was just sharing with us, is our 7th grade counselor, and Ms. Grant, who was covering the Verge platform, is our 6th grade counselor. Okay, and so we will be reaching out to all of our virtual students. We're going to email this video out to everyone. If you did not provide an email address in the workshop that we had earlier this week, the parent night that we had at 6 o'clock this week, please make sure you put your email in the chat, and I will make sure you're going to get this information by email as well. But if there are no more questions, we are concluding our workshop orientation for this morning. And we ask that you guys have a great day. Thank you for attending. Thank you, everyone.